Curtis, Executive Director of the Garfield Foundation. So great to see so many friends and I hope will be new friends and colleagues. And thank you so much for carving a couple days out of your busy schedules. I heard there were a couple emails flying about what are we doing? So we'll hear about that very, very shortly. Garfield Foundation, over a year and a half ago, started the Collaborative Networks Initiative. It's an internal program, but we really wanted to build on the experience we've had during the last decade with the REAMP network. And so you'll hear much more about what we're doing, but part of the process of doing that is really taking a look back at what went right in REAMP, what went wrong, what's still going to happen moving forward. We actually have a couple of REAMP representatives here. And also connecting with so many other experts and colleagues who are doing collaborative work, whether that's in very established networks or in other manifestations on the spectrum of collaborative work to deal with some really challenging, gnarly, sticky, big, complex problems. So today is really about the Garfield's commitment to building the field. And we have Eugene Kim, who's leading the facilitation over the next couple days. So this is really about having fun and doing some practices together, learning from each other. Garfield by no means is the expert in this. We feel like we can all amp up our skill sets by sharing information and learning how to do this very hard, challenging, but important work well. So welcome. Thanks so much for coming. Let me introduce a few folks. Rick Reed, who is our Senior Program Advisor of the Garfield Foundation, and obviously leading collaborative networks, had long and involved history with REAMP, obviously. And Ruth Rominger, who's also full-time with Garfield Foundation, and is our other advisor on the Collaborative Networks Program and our Field Building Initiative. And Jen Downing, who's a program officer with our place-based program and our operations manager based in Massachusetts. And then we have a few people who are very integral to the new collaborative network we're working on. And obviously that's Eugene Kim, who is working with us in a very deep way. Jen Berman has been helping us, and Jen has a lot of experience implementing a REAMP-like initiative in Vermont, which I'm sure she'll have an opportunity to talk about. And Joe Shui has been helping us in the systems analysis and systems mapping piece of the project. And I'm sure I'm forgetting others who are involved. But anyway, thank you all very much. They're a stellar team, and I look forward to the next couple of days together. Oh, and Rick.
I'll just say just a couple of words. First of all, I have no idea why so many of you are here. But hopefully you know why you're here. And for us, collaborative networks, one thing that we learned in REAMP is it went from year 1 to year 10, and it grew from 20 people to 170 organizations and across 8 states. Is that the original concept of sort of network systems thinking, collaboration, thinned out over time. And the new members didn't really have weren't as steeped in thinking about systems, thinking about how to collaborate, and what kind of skill sets that requires. So when we thought about this program, we thought about 2 things. One, we wanted to, right from the beginning, involve someone who that was their job. Thinking about how do people collaborate, and how can they hold a systems perspective as they're collaborating. And that's the person who has been in charge of designing these next 2 days, Eugene Kim. And the other thing we realized is that there weren't that many people who knew how to do this. If you wanted to go hire folks, who's out there? And so as part of our of Garfield's program, we decided as well we wanted to do field building. And so part of field building, Eugene tells a great story. I hope I'm not stealing any of your thunder, which is in sports, if you're in professional sports, or if you're a musician, it's about 90% practice and it's 10% performing. And in our work, it's 99% performing, and maybe you get a chance somewhere to practice with folks. And so this idea of the next couple of days and the idea of building the field is bringing folks together who are trying to do this work. Nobody's got it figured out. We all are trying, and we're all learning. And so how do we create a situation where we can learn from each other? So that's these next few days. We're going to actually not sit up here and tell you how to do it or what we've learned. We're gonna have people in this room and create opportunities for folks who have learned things to share what they've learned, and for us to have questions, bring those forward, and we'll try to solve them together in these little clusters of folks, little groupings that we're going to do. So that's the purpose of this. It's not really to tell you, it's to learn together and to do together, learning and doing together. And the maestro of designing all that for these next few days, Eugene Kemp.